Hi guys, welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to learn about investment accounts. First of all, what is investment? Investments are assets held for the purpose of earning income by way of interest, dividend, rent, royalty, etc., or for the purpose of capital appreciation. In the definition itself clear that we are putting our money in some bonds, fixed deposits, etc. Take as an example, and we are getting interest, dividend, rent, royalty as an income, and the main purpose of this is to increase our capital. We call them as investments, as we are earning income through that investments, and our purpose is for capital appreciation. Types of investments: there are three types of investments: current investments, long term investments, investment property. What are the current investments? Investments which are having a maturity period of less than 12 months from the date of its investments. For example, in stock market, some traders buys shares in the morning and sells them at the evening at a profit. That investment is not longer than 12 months, and it is short term. So those are called as current investments. And when it comes to long term investments, investments which are having maturity period of more than 12 months from the date of its investments. uh, for example, in stock market only, some traders they invest on shares for a longer period, some traders buy shares of a Apple company for and holds it for more than 1 year, or for 5 years, etc. So because to have a more profit at the end of the period, so those investments are for or more than 12 months, so those are called as long term investments. And next one, investment property. Investment in land and building held for capital appreciation but not for use in business or for letting it out. For example, um, if we buy a building for 10 lakhs, and after 1 year the building value increases for 20 lakhs or 30 lakhs. At that point of time, if we sell it, then it comes under investment property, because we are not using it for business or we are not letting it out. We are waiting for the time when it market value gets increased, and that means we are uh, holding that building for capital appreciation, to increase our capital. So hence that building comes under investment property. Accounting treatment of investments. First one, purchase of investments. If we purchase an investment, so all expenses incurred till the date of investments are received should be considered as cost of investments and can be capitalized. Other expenses we incur till the date of investment, whatever the expenses we incurred, those should be considered as capital expenditure and should be added to and should be considered as the cost of investments. And next one, sale of investment. So while sale of investments, compare sale proceeds with book value. So if sale proceeds is greater than book value, then it is profit. If the book value of the investment is greater than sale proceeds, then loss, and those profit or loss should be transferred to P&L account. Sale of investments entry is bank account debit to investments. On sale of investments, cash is coming in. So debit what comes in. So we debited bank account, and after sale of investments, investment account is going to be decreased. So to decrease investment, we have to write it on credit side. So the entry is a bank account debit to investments account. That is the reverse entry of purchase of investments. In case of profit, the entry will be investment account debit to P&L account, and in case of loss, P&L account debit to investment account. Next, income from investments. Income from investments are like, in case of bonds, we receive interest, and in case of shares, we receive dividend. Those are income from the investments. On receipt of that investment, the entry will be bank account debit to income account, and then we transfer it to P&L account. In that case, the entry will be income account debit to P&L account. And the next one is valuation of investments as on balance sheet date. If those investments are current investments, then those should be valued at cost or market value, whichever is lower. And if those investments are long term investments and investment property, those should be valued always at cost. And the next one are fixed income bearing securities. Securities which gives a fixed income as on specific due date. Example, investment in bonds, debentures, deposits. Investment in bonds will gives us income in the form of interest. That interest is fixed. And in case of debentures and deposits also, the income is fixed. So these comes under fixed income bearing securities. Purchase on fixed income bearing securities. If we purchase those fixed income bearing securities as on due date of interest, then it is not required to pay interest, and the entry will be investment account debit to bank account. In the second case, if we purchase those fixed income bearing securities as on the date other than due date of interest, then interest should be paid from last due date to the date of purchase. For example, just assume April 31st is the due date. We purchase investment on May 31st. In this case, the purchase date is other than due date of interest. So the interest should be paid for 1 month, because the gap between April 31st and May 31st is 1 month. So we have to pay interest for 1 month. And in the two cases are there, if ex interest price and cum interest price. Ex interest price means excluding interest price. Means that investment price, whatever the price of investment, doesn't include interest. So in that case, investment account debit ex interest price, interest account debit to bank account. In case of cum interest price means that it is the investment price which includes interest. So if cum interest price is given, we have to exclude that interest. In that case also, entry will be same, but in bank account column, we write cum interest price. In investment price, we write cum interest price minus interest. That means that if cum interest price is given, we have to deduct the interest from the given price. Next one, sale of fixed income bearing securities. Purchase is completed, now sale. Sale as on due date of interest. If those in fixed income bearing securities are sold on due date of interest, then no interest will be received. So while selling investments, we compare sale proceeds with the book value. Book value in the sense nominal value. Normally, the entry we write while selling of investments is bank account debit to investments. If sale proceeds value is greater than book value, then it is profit. That is right, investments account debit to P&L account. And if book value is greater than sale proceeds value, then it is loss, and the entry is P&L account debit to investments account. And in the second case, if we sell investments on a date other than due date of interest, we will receive interest from the last due date to the date of sale. Entry when interest received is bank account debit to interest account, and the remaining entries are same. Sale proceeds entry, bank account debit to investments account. Profit entry, investment account debit to P&L account. Loss entry, P&L account debit to investment account.